Um, oh, this part Mike wrote, so I've not read through it yet. I'm very prepared for this, as you guys can tell. Postseason changes. Oh, okay. So the postseason will wrap up 1 week early to avoid player rest common in the final week of the Major League Baseball season. Yes. So 1 week early season. It's going to end 1 week early. Actually, the regular season will end 2 weeks early because we're going to that four-man double bye, which everybody should be pumped about. Actually, we'll discuss that now. Four-man double bye for first and second seed. No more first and second seed being paid out. Hooray! More money in the pot for all you guys who always win every single year. This doesn't affect me because I'm never, ever going to win money in this league ever again. So, yeah, you get buys first, second round. That 3 through 8 seed, it's a tough road. You got to win 2 games before you even hit the semifinals. First and second seed, you get the semifinals. You have 2 opportunities to win a little money. And if you do win a little money, it makes having that first and second seed so great, right? So yeah, double bye. It's going to make the playoff race insane this year. Every seed matters. If you're in third, fourth place and you're a couple games back, it's the final week, you're going to do some crazy shit to make sure that you get that first and second seed, because then you get to sit back and watch everybody stress and the GM for 2 straight weeks. And that alone right there is worth every penny. All of it. So, the playoffs will now be 4 weeks long and a double bye for... Oh, yeah, well, I just went over that, Mike. Okay, C. The 9th and 12th place consolation tournament will give first pick to the consolation winner. Yes, the consolation tournament is back. Unfortunately, no more very exciting lotto where the guy with 2 chances to get the first pick gets the 3rd and 4th pick, or in my case, you tank all year, have the worst record maybe of all time, break every single bad pitching cat record, the ultimate tank just to get second to the guy who almost made the playoffs, who's got the first pick. So, I'm also interested to see what Ryan does with that first pick, because, it'll affect my strategy. So yeah, with the second pick giving to the next best consolation tournament record, and so on. So if you get in first in consolation, you get first pick, second pick, so on and so forth. So we're hoping that maybe this also curbs a little bit of the selling, so you guys actually can field a team for that first pick, because you're just not going to get more balls. So if you're tanking for more balls, it's no longer a thing. Water. Ugh. Picks 5 through 12 will continue to be determined by regular season standings. So everything else stays the same. This means a reduction of 2 full weeks for the overall fantasy season. That's unfortunate. But I think landing a little bit early is going to be good for us. And, everybody gets a little burned out by then. And everybody gets a little irritated. 36-hour rule cleanup. Do I have to read through all this? Okay. Yes, this is a big one. So last year we had some issues with the 36-hour rule. The issue being that it was a little confusing where guys were trading multiple players for multiple draft picks, or if guys were including drops in the trades, but oh no, they're drops, they're not players actually being traded. So, it means that this can be bidded on for 36 hours. Or some guy texted somebody, but then they didn't post it in the GM because they were busy, but then they didn't post it on the message board. We're going to clear all that up right now. So, players must be traded for draft picks only. That is player A for draft pick A. Please do not include intended drop players as return in the deal. Any draft picks that include a player exchange on both sides will be handled as a normal trade even during the sell period. So, if you're trading hurt keeper for a guy to help you win a championship and there's a draft pick included on that, that's just a normal trade. Do not include your drops. If you have a drop player, if you have a Franmil Reyes or a Chuck Knobloch or an Aaron Hill and you're throwing them in on the trade, don't. Just leave them, drop them. The other guy goes, picks up another guy, wants to trade his process. You can actually have illegal rosters now. You can have short players. Of course, you cannot make roster changes if your roster is illegal, but you can go in and do what you need to do once the trade is made. So if you have 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys, 9 guys in on the trade for draft picks, separate them. Make them all separate. Don't make them one pick. So if you have Matt Chapman and Josh Bell and you're trading them for 2 other picks, make sure that you just do Josh Bell for a pick, Matt Chapman for a pick, whoever for a pick, Schmo for a pick. That way, it makes it easier for guys to bid on, and there's not so much confusion. Got it? Good. That'll be in the rules write-up too. We also have this whole doc here that I'm actually just reading off of, so you don't really even have to watch this video if you didn't want to. I think it's more fun, and I also like hearing myself talk. So, position eligibility. Fantrax only allows for hitter appearances to qualify a player for new position. Starts will no longer be a qualifier for a position. We will move to 10 appearances to match Yahoo. So 10 appearances at a position. Anthony Rizzo slides to second base 10 times this year. He gets 2B eligibility. Bryce Harper decides to suit it up and become a catcher again for a little bit. 10 appearances. That's all he has to do. It's the same thing as Yahoo. There's just no more start option. So they don't have 5 starts. It's just 5 appearances. Any keepers who are affected by this change and lose any position eligibility, we will override the eligibility for 2020. So yes, if you had a guy who comes in over on Fantrax and say he doesn't have, the 14 positions that he had in Yahoo, we'll of course override that. We're not going to do it for the whole lot. We're not going to go through all 14,000 players and go and change everything. Just the guys that you are keeping, we'll go ahead and change. That's good. So next year's draft picks available for trading at completion of the current draft. So once this draft is done, you can trade next year's draft picks now. So if you want to go ahead and go for broke right after the draft, well, by all means, go ahead and do it. They will not be available during the draft. We went over that earlier. No trading, future draft picks inside of the draft. Just this year for this year inside of the draft. If you guys vote on that one, which I hope you guys do, it should be a lot of fun and make the draft a little bit more challenging and fun and interactive. And yeah, I think that's it. I don't think we have anything else. At least it's not on my little list here. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and post all this stuff to be voted on today. I know I've been a little late. I am sorry. I had some technical issues. I had some editing issues. And I had life issues. It sucks being an adult and can't just sit here and fuck around fantasy all day. And I don't work in an office anymore, so I can't sit on my lunch breaks and just type all this shit up real quick. So when lights go, I apologize. Things lag. I also have to coincide with my other 2 commissioners to make sure things line up. So thank you guys so much for your patience. We will also be rolling keepers out. That's another big thing I forgot to talk about. I need keepers by February 1st, your preliminary keepers. Hopefully Yahoo will be open by then so I can put acquisition dates down. If it's not, I'll get a rough spread out there for you guys so you can see it. Of course, just like normal, since we've had this really, really long off season, there is a dead period a week before the draft. Everything will finalize before then. But until then, February 1st, please, please, please try to have that done for me. I'll be, of course, hitting everybody up via direct messages. And besides that, read this, watch this. If you're watching it now, I guess, read if you want to. Make the votes. Let's get them done by Sunday. I like to have all this stuff finalized. If you guys have any questions, concerns, please DM me, Mike, or Andrew, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Well, happy baseball season. Spring's around the corner, and talk to you later. Oh.